Welcome to another great video we have for you. Please thank you for tuning in. Tonight's guest will be Captain Pete Wilson and his wingman, Captain Cloud, two pilots from the Red Dog. They will take us through their heroic dogfight encounter with the ZEADRUX fighters. So please join us. On August 24th, 2520, the pilots often tested each other's response time while border tagging or crossing into each other's sectors. While flying over an asteroid field in the neutral zone near the ZEADRUX border and planet, Captain Pete Wilson and his wingman, Captain Cloud, were just crossing the neutral zone when they found themselves trying to avoid being detected and taken out by two ZEADRUX fighters. This was a cat and mouse game for the humans as they crossed into the ZEADRUX sector. So Captain Wilson and Captain Cloud, thank you for joining us. Please introduce yourselves.
I'm Captain Wilson from the Red Dog. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Captain Cloud, Red Dog. Thank you.
So please tell us about this encounter with the ZEADRUX.
Well, we came to find out these two pilots were the best of the best ZEADRUX pilots in the area, and we had to be on our best game to beat them.
So you had incoming ZEADRUX fighters are just seconds away from blowing Wilson out of the sky.
The ZEADRUX fighter's radar could see me, so I go strictly into defensive mode.
So Wilson, you banks left and dive down fast. If he can confuse the ZEADRUX fighter's radar with the mountain, trees, and river, your fighter had a better chance.
Yes, their low-altitude radar is designed to detect targets in a clear sky or space with little terrain. To counter this, I aims to force the ZEADRUX fighter's radar to look down into an area with environmental cover. This forces the radar to recalculate and adjust its settings to deliver a weapon effectively.
So Captain Wilson escaped the ZEADRUX fight's deadly grasp or risk it all.
Yes, I am in survival mode because the enemy is locked onto my airplane. That's as vulnerable as you get in the end air-to-air dogfight.
So unless Captain Cloud acts quickly, you doesn't have a chance.
Yes, that's the point. I am in pure defensive mode, and now I turn it over to my wingman, Captain Paul Cloud, who is about 5 miles behind me and closing in fast. He sees the same thing that I see. He locks the lead ZEADRUX fighter and then takes up a shot with his missiles. Seconds later, Captain Cloud, my wingman's heat-seeking warhead missile, reaches the ZEADRUX fighter, man. Great fireworks. Explosion.
So you had more trouble coming? Yes, my fighter radar just picked up 4 more alien bogeys. This time it was a 5-2 Wilson and his wingmen. You two had to fight for their lives.
We had no choice. We had to confront the enemies quickly because more enemy bogeys were likely on the way. Destroying any human aircraft would be a significant achievement for an alien pilot.
So you, Wilson and Cloud, had the advantage of technology on your side. The ZEADRUX fighter engaged in a high-stakes aerial duel, each trying to outmaneuver the human, but with no success. First ZEADRUX fighter insight. Wilson fired Splash 2.
Splash 2.
And suddenly, another ZEADRUX fighter dove toward the deck below, attempting to evade the human fighter radar. Captain Cloud released his drone fighter and remained with Wilson's wing. 30 seconds later, Splash 3 was reported.
Yes, we got our Splash 3.
So this made it a 4-2 matchup.
At that point, I suspected that the ZEADRUX fighter knew their chances were getting slimmer. I released my clone drone, fooling their radar into thinking it was a 4-3 matchup.
Great, so Wilson watches the ZEADRUX fighter take a hard turn upward, but it's too late to escape the downward momentum. The clone drone gave chase. 55 seconds later, Splash 4.
Sweet, that was our Splash 4. You could see the other 3 ZEADRUX fighter hitting their afterburners as they start back to their base.
So you two, Captain Wilson and Cloud, activating your afterburners as well, you two were head back to the neutral zone and for home, thinking your day was over, so you two had more guests to arrive.
Heck yeah, so we are heading back to the neutral zone at a very high speed. Our radar showed 6 red dots approaching, 6 bogies inbound and taking a high-speed chase to stop us before we crossed back to the neutral zone.
So you two were hightail out of the ZEADRUX sector. The 6 ZEADRUX cruisers were closing in fast with their weapons firing. All of a sudden, the 6 cruisers stopped, ceased firing, and powered down their ships. So you two were still burning back to base.
Yeah, we were hauling butts.
We all saw the camera view zooms out. We like for all of you to see what happened and why the ZEADRUX ended their chase. You understand why the 6 cruisers stopped their pursuit. The human Ninth Fleets stood ready at the border for any alien warship to cross into the human sector.
And in the end, those diplomatic conclusion by doing their job.
I think I could hear the ZEADRUX now. The damn humans.